Yo, what's the deal? Quarantine and rap. Quarantine and rap.
One cool.
Quarantine and rap. Quarantine and rap. Mm-mm. We here. We here. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It ain't your birthday, but it's Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, quarantine and rap. Welcome. Tonight we got Lil Dee up in the building. Yo, look, man. My homie get busy with the pen. It's an honor to have him on tonight. Watching his progress as an artist, as an MC, as a lyricist. It was real dope to see him. I just found out his age, and it's like, yo, what the hell are they serving out there in Coney Island, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Brooklyn in the building tonight. We got a little D up in here. We talking music, we talking bars, we talking life, ladies and gentlemen. Shit gonna be crazy tonight. I just need y'all to bear with me 1 second. 1 second. All right, give me one moment. I'm sorry. Text Elizabeth, tell her it's not to him. I had to throw a little disclaimer to Mom Dukes and shit. You know what I mean? I don't want my nieces or my nephew to hit me up. I don't need that shit like interrupting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Quarantine of Rap. I go by the name of Ray Pearson, and as you can see at the bottom of the screen, Suave Ramon. Suave. Suave. All right, man. So with that being said, chilling in the backstage area, the one, the only, Lil Dee.
My man, how we doing, my brother?
Hey, my guy's here. Lil
What's up,
D's in
bro?
the building. You know I'm gonna have to play that. I have to play it right now.
What?
I have to do it to
Oh,
him.
shit.
I had to
Oh,
do it to him.
man.
I'm gonna leave it there. Shouts to
Leave it in the
Mo.
back.
You know what I mean? I had to rock it
Got a rep.
tonight.
I got my
Yes.
poster that everybody signed. Like, the last one that we went to, I got the poster that
Mm,
everybody signed somewhere around this room, but I don't know where this shit is at.
man, it we here.
We here, man.
Lil D, please introduce yourself. Let the people know where you from.
What's good, everybody? I go by the name of Lil Dee. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Coney Island, Brooklyn. You know how we do it. I'm here with my man Ray. We about to talk some rap. We about to play some music, and at the end, I'm gonna drop some bars. So you know how we do it, man.
Easy. Yo, D. All right, so all right, getting into it, right?
Yep.
I came across you, a smaller you, because I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell you be eating. A smaller you who killed it in Philly.
Yeah.
Yo, it's so crazy that if you look at the camera angle, right? The camera ain't even really down to your size, aside from the like the center camera, right there. He could have brought
Yeah.
the camera down a little bit.
Bro, Steve Skaggs was so nice with the shit because like he used to have the mic, right? And he used to have to like lower it, raise it. Like he was the nicest with it. I think I'm the lowest that they ever had to take the mic down.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
most
definitely.
definitely are. And it's like, yo, like just looking at that shit and like the MCs that came from that cipher, fucking you got you know what I mean, royalty right there. Oh
Yeah.
man, we had Jay the Lioness. A lot of dope fucking MCs, yo, and I gotta give Mo his credit, yo, because if it wasn't for Cypher Circuit, you know what I mean,
Oh
Cypher
yeah,
Circuit,
for sure.
we were just talking about this in the backstage. Cypher Circuit pushed me. It made me challenge myself and challenge my pen and what I was able to do, and like the getting creative with the bars and like that's a big shout to Cypher Circuit and any other MC that actually rocked on that platform.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know what I
Cypher
mean?
Circuit was probably the greatest thing that ever happened to me, really, because like right at the beginning of my shit, like before I even took it seriously, like we found Cypher Circuit, like me and my pops, and we would just do the shit every week, and it kind of made me step my game up every week and challenge myself to be better. You know, when I would go on the podcast to spit bars, or when I would go up to Philly to do the ciphers, like it would really push me to be like somebody that really was about the grind and about the craft, and somebody that just wanted to improve every day. So you know, I really owe everything that I have to Cypher Circuit because at the beginning, bro, shit pushed me like crazy.
Yeah, like even the first grind mode cipher I did, I rocked the Cipher Circus shirt because it was like, you know what I mean. I wanted to represent the platform that really helped push me as a writer. Um, Now speaking of Cipher Circuit, right?
Yeah.
A lot of your videos are you spitting in the whip. Like, how did
Oh
you
yeah.
know? Like, how did you? When did you know that that was starting to like gain attraction?
I don't know. It originated when I would just be driving to and from school, and then you know I would have that shit memorized, and my dad would be like, "Let's record it." And my dad
Mm,
is the nicest with the camera, bro. And he had that shit perfect. And I don't know, it always just added something different. I don't do too many of them anymore, but
mm,
that's because, you know, I stepped my game up and I need to move around and shit when I express my bars out. But at the beginning, it
right.
was really dope and it was something different. So I definitely think that, you know, people saw it as pretty dope.
Nah, definitely, and that's something that you know what I mean. Like I've consistently you killed it consistent. Like how often do you write?
Uh, Almost every day. I mean, there will be some days where like I'll just be going off, like just writing craziness, and then there will be some days where I don't even write like an actual full-on rap. I'll just think of a couple dope lines and I'll jot them down. And then you know,
Mm,
there's some days where I just don't do it at all. But you know, that's just the kid part of me, like where I'm outside the house all day, and you know, I kind of let it slip my mind. But
were
nah,
you able
I
to
write.
hide it well?
What do you mean?
Like in school, were you able to hide? Like, did it ever throw you off where the teacher would be like, "What are you doing?"
It never really it never really was like that. I always had a really good relationship with my teachers because, like, I'm not one of those kids that does bad in school. So there was always like a general respect between me and my teachers. But at the same time, you know, like I'd be in class and I'd be in, like, I'll hear something dope and I'll write it down. And my teacher would be like, "What are you doing? Put your phone away." I'll be like, "Oh, I'm writing." And they're like, "Oh, okay. Do what you need to
Ah,
do."
that's
Some
that's
teachers
dope.
will just make me bring a paper out just so that I don't have like my phone in my hand, and they'll make me
Right.
write my stuff down on the paper. Like I was taking the PSAT and I didn't have my phone. So I finished that shit
Mm.
early and I was just writing on a piece of paper. But
Yeah,
it's
no,
never really a problem. You know, they're all really supportive, surprisingly.
that's dope. Yeah, no, like I've written on paper bags, paper towels, just so I could put the shit in my pocket and then like
Yeah.
deal with it when I got home. But that's dope that you actually had that relationship with your teachers. Because I've known teachers taking phones away and like you won't get it back until the end of the school year type shit.
Oh yeah, I don't think you're really allowed to do that shit anymore, where you give it back at the end of the school year, because like
Yeah, no, I think with the
shit is
times,
different nowadays. But
yeah,
you know, it's not like I'm a shit student that doesn't come to class every day. You know, I do my work, I do it good. You know, you build a good relationship with the teachers, you build a trust with the teachers. So like, I tell them all once I start to get a good relationship, like, yo, if I ever pull out my phone, it's because I'm writing something down. You know, and
that's dope.
that's always how it's been. Of course, you have a few like teachers that aren't good, and those are like the
Yeah.
times where you got to write on the paper or whatever. But generally, with my teachers, like I think that's definitely how a teacher should be, like supportive of what you're doing. You know,
Yeah.
in some cases, like trying to push you to be better. Sometimes also, and that's really the relationships I had with my teachers, especially in high school. They've all been really cool.
That's dope, man. That's real dope. Um and damn. So following your music, right?
Yeah.
I've come across a lot of videos of you where I came across one the other day. You at SOBs. I know
Mm.
you got your appearance on Show Off Radio, and like from that SOBs to Static Selector, like what has been your illest experience?
My illest experience, man. Ooh, probably SOBs because that night was just crazy. I'm not even supposed to be in there. I'm 15. I was 14 at the time. I was
Mm.
not supposed to be in SOBs. So I was there, and then I go downstairs. Benny the Butcher is sitting on the couch. For an hour, I'm talking to Benny the Butcher. He's just giving me knowledge and advice because he's been in the game for a long time. Like he's just started to really pop off right about now, but he's been in the game for a really, really long time doing his thing. So me being a young kid who's already starting to like take off, he wanted to lead me in the right direction, and it was definitely dope. And then Talib Kweli came downstairs, and that's one of my favorite rappers ever. I think that he's one of the most lyrical dudes out there, and I think that not too many people can mess with Talib Kweli. So just to be in the presence of him was insane. But then he introduced me on stage, which is crazy by itself. And then once I got off stage, he told me in these words exactly, my performance was beautiful, and I got to keep doing what I'm doing. Plus, that entire
Dang.
crowd was feeling me that night, man. Like, that's probably the one show where I felt like I touched every single person in that room that was watching me perform. Some shows like you definitely know, like there will be the people that are rocking with you, the people that are like kinda into it, the
Mm-hmm.
people that are not paying attention, and the people that just don't fuck with it, right? So that night was probably the only time to date where I can say everybody in that room was feeling what I was doing.
The fact that you even stepped on that SOB stage is
Yeah.
crazy.
And it was
And
Lyricist Lounge too, man. And that's like crazy because
yeah,
Biggie was in there, man. Most Def,
yeah, no,
just
that the Lyricist
everybody,
Lounge is
bro.
just legendary.
Yeah, man, for real. It,
So,
it, it was
so
crazy to even,
would you
yeah.
say that because I was gonna ask you like what hip hop vet gave you props to like out of everybody you've met thus far, what vet has gave you props that when you think about it today is like damn, you're like that actually happened.
Oh shit. There's been a lot of them that have definitely given me props, but I think the one that really blew me away. There's a lot of them. It's hard to think about, but I would just say off the top of my head, hearing from what's his name, Immortal Technique was
Mm.
insane. Because I have a lot of old school dudes like Smith and Wesson and Black Moon, and they all give me props. But it's like Immortal Technique for a while didn't come out with anything. You didn't see him anywhere. And in my opinion, I think that he's one of the dopest lyricists and storytellers, and just a revolutionary rapper that really, you know, does what he has to do. So just to have props given to me from Immortal Technique was insane.
And like what other like you mentioning that Talib Kweli is like one of your favorite rappers ever. What artists can you honestly say have influenced your style?
Artists that have influenced my style. I'm gonna say number one, Big L. Big L. I feel like
Mm.
from the beginning when I first heard him and the lyricism, I think that really took me a long way. So I'd have to say Big L when it comes to rhymes, Big Pun when it comes to rhymes, no doubt about it. Jay Z recently has been really inspiring the way that I make music, and like I could definitely say Kanye West and Eminem too, and Biggie. because I might not rap like they do, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like they just influenced me and made me want to do it.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like with some artists, you may not sound like someone who influenced you, but there's a piece of you that you're taking from whatever you're studying and you're applying it to your craft. So you know what I mean? That's shit, that's a dope combination, man. Big L. What? Rest in peace,
Hell
Big
yeah.
L. Rest in peace, pun.
Yo, you
Shit.
sure we're live on IG right now, right?
No, we're not on Instagram. We're on Facebook.
Oh, all right. Because
I usually
I wasn't sure.
I usually do the pre-show on Instagram. And then you know what I mean I shoot over here and shit because this is where the whole setup is. That's until we crack the code. Shouts to KDK. Um,
Yeah, man, no doubt.
so all right, this year, right? And
Mhm.
speaking from someone who does music, like COVID-19 has really COVID not that COVID-19 ruined my
Everything.
entire plan. Like my
That
entire
fucked up my whole
year,
shit too.
everything. Like it left me to a point because I have a project, right? And then it
Yeah.
put me in a position where it's like, damn, now I got to make a sacrifice, pull 5 songs from the project to EP it just to keep the wheels going to build towards the project, which will probably most definitely drop like maybe January, February. Now,
Yeah.
how has like how much has this shit like affected you not only musically but in your
Bro.
life?
Everything. It messed up everything. I said that this school year for me as a kid was the best school year of my life. Because, there was just so many things that were going into it that made it great. And this shit just threw everything out of proportion, bro. Like, it really messed me up school wise. I had a girlfriend at the beginning, this shit, quarantine fucked my whole shit up. But as a rapper,
Man,
man, as a rapper, bro, like this summer I was ready to take off. I had so many shows lined up. I was actually probably gonna go out to Canada and do a couple shows, tour
mm,
around the East Coast. So many radio interviews, so many opportunities. There was also I'm working on my album and another EP right now, and it was really about to be time for me to get to work, even just in the school year, like before
right.
summer even started. So, you know, it it it, it messed everything up, and I had to adjust. It wasn't the worst thing being inside, especially when I'm surrounded by my parents, who I love very much. But at the same time,
Shouts to
you
your
miss
parents,
going
man.
out, you miss being. Oh hell yeah! Shout out to my mom, my dad, my family. But when my grandfather was also he passed from cancer this April, and
Oh,
I wasn't even able to go visit him in the last weeks of his life because I had to stay inside, and the nursing
mm,
homes were like getting filled with corona, and I didn't want to risk it, and it was scary to be even outside at that time.
yeah,
So
man. My
it kind of
condolences, man.
I appreciate that, man. It threw everything off, But I also think that it's gonna make everybody appreciate life so much more when we get out of this thing. I
Yeah,
just started eating at restaurants outside, because they just started opening that shit back up. I don't think I've
right.
ever been this happy to sit down at a table and eat a burger, bro. A simple burger. I've never been this excited. It's
That's
insanity.
yeah, man. It's yeah, and it's crazy because when you think about it, it's like, damn, yo, it's a like you know what I mean. Someone who probably doesn't know any better would have laughed, but I get what you're saying. I fully understand what you're saying. Like I
Yeah.
haven't been in, I like my feet haven't stepped foot in New York since March 17th. I've seen pictures and like obviously like when I watch the news, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen like just like how empty the streets are, and it's just like yo, like as much as I'm from the Bronx originally, and as much as I love New York, it's like damn, it's sad to see it. Even my last day out there, just walking around, just looking at everything. Even by I was by Radio City, and I'm just looking
Yeah.
around, and it's like yo, like this shit is like a movie out here.
I just remember like a month before that shit was even a thought in America, bro. I saw like videos of that shit happening in China, and I was with my dad and my friends, and I was like, "Yo, this shit is crazy, bro. Thank God this shit not gonna come to America." Ah, right. We safe. We safe. I should have known, bro.
Yeah, nah, man. And
Shit.
then it's like, although physically it might feel like the shit has died down, but
Oh
it's
no,
not.
it's
It's
going
now,
crazy still, man. I
yeah,
mean,
Florida is like,
In New York, it's still decreasing, but at the same time, I don't go inside anywhere without a mask. If I'm
mm,
around people that I know, I make sure I social distance, and if I'm not social distancing, I make sure I keep that shit on. You know,
right,
and sanitizing every time I touch something, dap somebody up, whatever, pound somebody. You know, I'm still taking the precautions that are necessary. I know like 100 people that don't care, that think this shit is
yeah,
over. I was riding my bike today, bro. I go by the beach, no social distancing, nothing, bro. I was gonna go to the beach today. Thank God I
so
didn't, bro. Shit was
yeah,
wild.
it's crazy because yeah, I was in Walmart earlier and there was some people there and they weren't wearing their masks. So one of the associates was like, "Ladies, you gotta wear your mask," and they started getting, loud and disrespectful. And I saw them like maybe moments later, still not wearing masks, and here I am rocking the mask. It's real crazy, like with this, and this whole quarantine and rap shit because COVID affected my shit that much, and I was constantly being told, "Oh, you need to do better with engaging with people." And it's like,
Yeah.
first of all, I'm not a big fan of social media because of how
Hmm.
toxic and brainwashing it can
Oh,
be.
hell yeah, man. For sure.
So I was like, damn, like I don't, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't excite me. So I was like, what's the best thing that I can do? So for time passing, and it was like, all right, I'm gonna just start going live every Thursday, and we're gonna call it quarantine and
Yeah.
rap. And then I was going live every Thursday. Sometimes it picked up, sometimes it didn't. Then I was like, you know what? I want to bring my first guest on. Then it happened again. Then it happened again. Then it happened with Chris Rivers. Now
Yeah.
you're on. So it's like,
Yeah,
like
man.
one thing I've wanted to do was I wanted to be, and Katie dislikes when I say this. I wanted to be a tree, right? That's how I'm
Hmm.
looking at this. A tree. A tree has its branches.
Yeah.
You come to the tree, most likely you look at the tree, you look at the branches. I want it to be what I want quarantine and rap to be is a tree. So that, you know, because eventually I want to flip this into a podcast.
Oh,
So
hell
when
yeah.
you
I feel
come
you.
to quarantine and rap, you're able to walk away with, okay, I got information. I can go to this podcast. I can hit up these people to perform. I can hit up this person that does beats. I want so that people
Yeah.
can, like, artists can benefit from coming here. And I wanted to be that person because in Jersey there was that home, how 97 and 105 is home to like majority of hip hop. I
Yeah.
wanted to be that home for artists. Whereas like, yo, I can always go over there and he could point me in the direction of somebody I can get an interview with or someone that I could perform on their platform, whatever it is.
Hell yeah.
That's the
I
whole
mean,
point of this.
that's a dope thing to do, man, and I fully support that shit, man. I think that that's something dope, especially in a day and age where rap has kind of lost its touch. Music in general, not even rap, because I don't only listen to rap. I listen to soul music, pop music, R&B, this, that, whatever. I listen to a little bit of everything, and it's like I just see that things used to be so much better than they are right now. And I feel like
Right.
people like Funk Flex on Hot 97 used to be backing people that are legendary as Biggie, and now they got like these singing fake rapper social media personalities on their show dropping
Right.
freestyles. Like every time I see that shit, and it's people say I'm hating. I don't think I'm hating when I say if me and any rapper that I know and I associate myself around went up to this show, we would demolish the last 50 people he had guesting on the show, and that's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yo, real shit. When he was doing when that whole Funk Flex freestyle shit was taking off, it's like, oh, hip hop is back or lyricism is back. I used to comment like, yo, this shit never left. Check out Cypher
For
Circuit.
real. Exactly. No, I used to say the exact same thing. And you know what? He was actually going in the right direction for a little while, using just Flex as an example for now. Like my guys, E Class and Young Papa, the hoodies, they were up there. They got bars like crazy. He put them on. He showed them to the world. They blew up. There's this chick that's really good at rapping. This guy, this that. You know, he was bringing Black Thought up to spit some bars. My son. You know, there was a time where like right at the peak of it, he had people going on and he was not only putting people on, showing them to the public, but he was supporting that real rap shit. And then you see there's a clip of him going, "That's what I call fucking bars. You know nothing about that. You wanna know why? Cause you a mumble rapper." And you know, it hurt me to see that he was supporting the real hip hop shit the entire time, and now he got these guys up there making that gas face for people that aren't even spitting bars. Yeah, I feel like it's
Yeah,
a little disrespectful to that
and he's
real hip
bringing
hop
people
shit
up
that he's
there.
been putting on.
He's bringing people up there 2 to 3 times, and it's like, damn, like there's so many dope ass lyricists out there, like
Hell yeah,
R.J.
man.
Payne and
Oh man,
fucking
he's
Grizzy
nice as hell.
Hendrix. Like there's mad people, and it's like King Los. Like,
Bro,
why are
and
you
now
not
now
bringing these
all
guys up
he
there?
wants is that money bullshit where like, oh, I'm having this competition where
Yeah,
we got 50 rappers that are gonna come on and the number one rapper gets to go on my show. If you could tell me one of those rappers that got to go on his show or got a feature from this one or that one, I'll give you all my money. It's never happened. He's all about
nope.
his money. He's thinking that that shit's gonna happen. Like, I've been trying to get on Flex my entire life, man. I'm gonna keep trying, but bro, Sway in the Morning is still putting heads on. Static
Right.
Selector is still putting heads on. DJ Who Kid, DJ Premier, shit, I don't want to leave anybody else. K Slay, Lord Sear.
Mm.
Like Sirius
Word.
XM Shade 45 is about that bar shit, man. Like with Static, it's
Word.
always love. He's always putting heads on. Lord Sear, he's always putting heads on. And I don't know K Slay personally. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of people that I don't know personally that are on Sirius XM and Hot 97, and they're out here and they're pushing that real shit. And I think that that's important in this day and age because, you know, the people are looking at 6ix9ine and saying this is the greatest rapper of all time. And when I say you're fucking tripping, they go, well, look at the numbers. He got the most numbers. Did Tupac ever do these numbers? I said Tupac died like 30 years ago before social media ever existed, and
And
his
his
music lives today, and it's gonna live for the rest of eternity, bro.
and the impact that Pac had on hip hop,
Hell
6ix9ine
yeah,
will
bro.
never have that type of his
Hip hop
have that type of
won't
impact.
hip hop wouldn't be as big as it is today if it wasn't for Tupac. And Tupac wasn't even a rapper, bro. He was a rapper, of course. He wasn't only a rapper. He was a poet. He was
Right.
revolutionary. He was an activist. He was an actor. He did a lot of shit where it's like he was waking people up about shit, not only through his music but through interviews. This, that, the other thing. The hell is somebody like 6ix9ine doing over here, laying in a tub full of money and a bunch of cars that he probably rented and a bunch of chains that he probably rented just to flex on social media, starting beef with everybody possible. You know,
You know what's crazy about that,
that
yo?
shit ain't it, man.
At the crazy shit about that is that when you look into the history books, right, of hip hop,
Yeah.
you're gonna come across chapter one, Cool Herc, the
Oh
start
yeah.
of this all, right? You're gonna
Hell
get
yeah.
deep into that book, right? You're gonna pass the '90s. You're gonna pass the ringtone era. You're gonna come across that chapter of 6ix9ine, and that shit is crazy. The fact that that's even gonna exist in hip hop.
Bro, my friends don't understand it. Like they'll be like, "Yo, A Boogie is the greatest rapper." I'm not discrediting A Boogie. I love A Boogie's music. I think that he's dope with the melodies. I think that he got good beats. I think he knows how to make a hit. I think he knows how to make some shit that's sentimental that I can listen to when it's in my bag. But bro, if you're using melodies 24/7, it's not rap music. If you're not up here spitting crazy bars or like trying to even write one punchline in your rhyme to make people jump out of their seats,
Right.
how the hell you, bro? A Boogie is a dope artist. I fuck with him. I've seen him perform. He's awesome. I've seen him sing without auto tune. He's awesome. I even met him in person. Generally, he's a nice guy. You know, I'm not anybody to him. He doesn't know who I am. He stopped with me. He took a picture backstage at Summer Jam. Generally, a good
Right.
guy. There's no disrespect I have for A Boogie. I think he's dope. But at the same time, I don't think that we can classify that as rap music. And if we want to classify it as rap music, then let's make it like rock music, where you got rock and then you got punk
Hmm.
rock and you got hard rock and soft rock. Make this shit a subgenre. Because you know, we got the hip
Exactly.
hop, you got the 80s hip hop, you got the 90s hip hop, you got the horrorcore hip hop, you got that
You got
fast
trap.
R-rated Rugged Man, Eminem hip hop, you got trap like Future, Travis Scott, this, that, the other thing. These singing dudes like Tekka, TJ, A Boogie, Cowboy. I think all of them are doing their thing. I think all of them are making dope music. But at the same time, when somebody comes up to me and calls it hip hop, and then I play a LL Cool J song, and like, yo, turn this shit off, put some actual rap music on. Like, that shit makes me want to punch somebody in the face. I can't
Yo,
deal with that shit,
the
man.
crazy shit is I still burn fucking Mama Said Knock You Out as if that shit just came out
Oh,
like two
man.
days ago.
Bro.
It's just like another joint that's crazy, and it's like when you listen to it today with different set of ears, um,
Yeah.
the Buster joint, Wuha. Yo, if
Ooh.
you
I
hear
got
the
you
way
all in
Buster
check.
like the way he just got on that beat and like how creative he got with his voice and just like that was just fucking amazing. Amazing. It makes you enjoy the music much more better. And it's like,
Oh, for real.
being a fucking MC, a lyricist,
Yeah.
it's hard. Like, I say the same. I don't really got anything against what people are doing today, but
No, me neither.
when you put them in the category of best
Nah,
rapper,
bro.
I was like, I
Look,
can guarantee you,
people are
I will
having a
wrap circles around
conversation
them.
right now. Exactly. People are having a conversation of who's the king of New York right now, right? And I'll be like, all right, let's see. Who are they going to say? Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie? Oh, we're going to talk about new rappers? Oh, what's about to be said? Fucking, what's his name? Joey Badass, Capital Steez, this one, that one. The new dudes that are dope, Nick Carson. Bro, people out here saying Chef G, fucking Sleepy Hollow, Pop Smoke, no disrespect, because he made a lot of dope music. Um, Lil TJ, A Boogie, no disrespect to them either. They made a lot of dope music. 6ix9ine, all disrespect on his name because I don't care. I don't fuck with that shit. And those are the people that are being brought up about the conversation of who's the king of New York, right?
Right.
I go, what is the king of New York? Are you talking about who's the most talented? Because I mean, if we talking
Like,
about
what's
who's
the
the most talented,
criteria?
then yeah, then where's Joey Badass in your list? Because Joey been
Right.
around for a while, man, and he's running circles around everybody. Like I'll put him on Cole Kendrick level. I think he runs with the big dogs. And then they don't even care about talent. Who has the most hits? Who does the best numbers? You know what I'm saying? And it's like at the same time, it almost ruins it for me because I enjoy these people when they make music. Like Pop Smoke was dope. He brought
Yeah.
something different. He put on for drill hip hop. He the beats were they all had something different going on. His voice was unique. I think that
Yeah.
shit is really dope. It's a shame what happened to him. I was looking forward to so much more music, him collaborating with a bunch of other people. And then at the same time, you got people out here jacking that Pop Smoke is better than Biggie Smalls. And then that's something that's going to make me want to not talk to you anymore. Because how am I supposed to
No,
listen to
hey,
this shit, man?
right. You know what I
I
mean?
remember
It's
when
like,
that guy XXX Tentacion died, and I think he was dope, and he had bars, and he had versatility, and he was doing his thing. And I think that I also know a bunch of people personally where his music got them through depression. So not only do I think that he was a dope artist, but he helped a lot of people. And then I heard he passed away, and I was heartbroken, man. But at the same time, then they going at, yo, X is the new Tupac.
Yeah.
I was like, first off, if you're gonna say X, bro, you better be talking about DMX, because that's who X is. And second off, man, it's not even, you can't even compete. I told everybody, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. I said, Tupac has been, his music has lived on for over 30 years. In 2 years, we're not even gonna think about this guy anymore, man.
Yeah, like they teaching classes
Bro, it's
on
2 years.
Tupac's music.
For real, it's 2 years later. I have not heard anybody mention this guy's name anymore. I still listen to his shit. I still listen to Riot. I still listen to Infinity. I still listen to his songs like Numb and Sad and Changes. And I still think he's dope and I still praise him the way I used to praise him. But I told everybody he's going to be, you're not going to say the same things that you're saying about him now. He just passed away. You're trying to prove something. Like, there's nothing to prove. He was dope. He was versatile as hell. He was good at what he did. Say that he was good at what he did. You don't got to come from somebody who's been living through their music for 30 years. Like somebody
Right.
like Biggie or Big Pun or Big L or Tupac or, Prodigy. You can't do that. It
Yeah.
drives me nuts, for sure.
Yo, D, I want you right now, before we get into it, I wanna play this song first from your Another Day on the Island EP, and then we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
talk about that. Please introduce your song.
All right, this song is called Old School. It's off my Another Day on the Island EP that dropped a year ago in April. And I think y'all gonna rock with it. I shout out all my favorite old school rappers, and I do it in a new school way. So let's get it.
Shouts to Katie.
Sorry. Woke up on that old school phone facility. Rap culture, honestly, I'm a prodigy. I'm out of coke, possibly riding faster than Odyssey behind the G. And I run this whole democracy. I chill in school geology, astronomy, biology. I'm well known from Arizona down to South Dakota. Lyrical genius for my music, get a red diplomas. My rap's colder than a polar bear that has pneumonia. I'm ballsy sicker than they call this shit the rap Ebola. Rappers can't out rap me, leave the fools with laryngitis. You think you have a clue about me, you don't have the slightest. Do the math about my lyrics, you can add a minus. I spit a venom, I would hate you to catch a virus. I'm just standing here building my rest, killing the rest. Y'all don't like me, you bitches is death. Priority, you who they listen to less. Like you ain't handwriting with these files, take with death. Homie, you can't even get by me. If you would tell a bunny, send a message, this is 82. I'm a rat like Belly, got more kills than the done died I had in belly. This my ghetto gospel, praying to the Machiavelli. And you should know that this ain't nothing new. Bringing old school to new school like a Uncle Drew. I grew up on that old school pop. Illmatic flow like I'm on my nine shit. I'm getting paid in full, looking like I'm Rock Kid. Mama said, knock you all out, James Smith. I grew up on that old school pop big. Illmatic flow like I'm on my nine shit. I'm getting paid in full, looking like I'm Rock Kid. Mama said, knock you all out like James Smith. I'm a public enemy to show I'm a bum rush. Your shit is mad garbage, it belongs in a dump truck. If you ever win a battle, that shit would be dumb luck. And my G's in a unit, 50 and young buck. Spitting through your cranium, doing shows at the stadium. I'll be going hard till my face made of titanium. Ripping at your heart and my dinner will be your atrium. Making dollars like Damien Duncan in this gymnasium. Like Big L, I'm spitting the flames, killing your gang, cause I'm rapping with the criminal slang. Rap like back in the day, but things will done change. I take engine number 9 and I pick up the train. I'm the lord of finesse, so I'm hip to the game. When I step up on the stage, all the kids go insane. I got love for Rihanna and this shit's on the brain. If you disrespect the flames, you'll be living in pain. I grew up on that old school pop big. Illmatic flow like I'm on my nine shit. I'm getting paid in full, looking like I'm Rock Kid. Mama said, knock you all out. James Todd Smith. I grew up on that old school pop big, Illmatic flow. Like I'm on my night shit. I'm getting paid in full, looking like a rock kid. Mama said, knock you all out. Like James Todd Smith. I grew up on that old school.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
that shit fire. Um,
Hey, man.
so you were saying that this project dropped a year ago.
Yeah,
Like,
but it dropped in April of 2019.
how was that? Like, what was the process like? Creating this project.
You know what? Rappaport, shout out my brother Rappaport, who's done so much for me in this time of me spitting these bars. Rappaport posted me on his page for the first time, and then Lord Finesse and Vinny Paz had posted it too after seeing it, and a lot of people saw it, and it was a dope experience because a lot of my favorite rappers were posting it and a lot of my favorite rappers were seeing it. And then I get a DM from Marco Polo, and I know Marco Polo from
Mm.
the Master Ace joints and him just producing around. I always thought Marco Polo was a really dope producer. So he hits me up, he's like, yo, I'm on vacation right now, whatever, but when I get back, we should make some music. And I'm like, okay, dope. This is like shit. I must be in the eighth grade when this happened. I was like, I was 13 at the time, I'd have to say, right? So, he got back from vacation. I went to his house. And he's like, yo, let's make some music. He sent me a couple beats, and it was only supposed to really be like a one song thing. But after I
Mm.
made the song, him and his boy Shiloh and then his boy DJ Skiz, they were like, yo, we're starting this group called the Drum Majors where like it's a producing group. And we want you to be our first person that we do the project with. So we did a couple more songs. A lot of the songs, besides like I'd have to say ADHD and maybe Take a Look Too on the project. All those other raps I think were verses that I recycled from my Instagram that I wrote when I was like 12. So it was like
Mm.
I wrote the joints when I was 12 and like a few of them when I was 13. And then we put the project out when I was 14, and I would come in at Polo's house and I would record that shit in his little home studio thing. He had like this room dedicated, like with a little like ding around me, and then there would be the mic, and I'd be recording. Uh, and I think the project is definitely dope, and I still listen to that shit from time to time, and I sure my fans do too. But also the music I'm making right now, as we speak, is it blows this project out of the water. I got an EP that's gonna come out soon with my guys at Cypress Sounds. My boy Q, he did the old school music video, but not only is he great at doing music videos, he's also an extraordinary producer. So me and him, uh, we're gonna do this EP, and it's gonna be a little different because before my album, I want to have an EP to show people that I could make hits and I could do what everybody else is doing in this era, where I can make these trap rap hits and like do a dope melody on the hook, but at the same time, I also want to bring fire bars and dope flows. So I'm gonna kind of mix those two things together. So I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say every track on that EP is gonna be with a trap beat, but
Mm.
still with dope ass bars and crazy ass flows. So that's gonna be the EP. That's gonna hold people over. I think that's gonna give me a little shine, put me in the spotlight, maybe get me a little radio play and get me on the radar of some of these new guys. But the album is gonna be the majority of the album is gonna be boom bap, 90s type shit. This shit that I love dearly.
Right.
Uh, the shit that I always loved. Some shit with a dope sample behind it. I love sampling everything about it because it's like you take something old and dope, you turn it into something
Hmm.
new and even more dope into a different genre. So it's like I'm looking forward to people hearing that. I got like 7 tracks written. I'm aiming for there to be like 15 tracks on that shit. I'm gonna
Right.
call it Lil Matic,
Ah, that's sick.
and I think
That
that
is
it's
sick.
gonna be dope because you know what, the trap shit, I like it. I can do well on it, you know,
Mm,
and I feel like I want to show people I can make a hit. And the next song you're gonna play a little later, Thinking About It, is one of those
right.
songs that I would consider a hit. But the bottom line really is that I believe personally, and I've seen J. Cole and Meek Mill and people like that voice their opinion about it, that this is for now, but the next wave is gonna be something that resembles the hip hop legends that we grew up on. And I
Right.
think that when people look back in time to 2020 and 2021, I want them to see that although I was adapting to the times,
Mm,
I was I'm in it for the longevity. You know, I'm not here to be here for 5 minutes and do some designer shit where I make one hit song or do
yeah.
any of that TikTok hit shit where my song goes viral on TikTok and people do the little
Yeah.
dances and and you know I don't want to be that. As cool as it would be to explode overnight and get my 15 seconds of fame, I want to be on that Jay-Z shit, you know what I'm saying, that Eminem shit where I want to be like in my late 40s and still ripping people's heads off with these bars and still making dope music and still having my following and my fans stay with me, you know what I'm saying. And you know,
Longevity.
I also started producing, and you know, I'm not the best at it, but it of course takes time. It took me like what
Yeah.
4 or 5 years to get like I am right now at rapping. So, you know, it takes time. I'm taking a class in school.
Mm.
Also, they have a class in my school that teaches you how to produce and engineer, and I made a couple of dope songs with it. So I'm thinking that you know I'd say not by this album that I have coming up, but on the album after that, I'm probably going to be able to produce most of my music.
And like when making music, right? Whether you're in writing mode or whether you're actually in the studio, what is Little D's ritual? Like me, when I'm writing, I like to
Yeah.
have coffee. I like to zone out, have my coffee, and just pen away. Like, what is your ritual, whether you're in writing mode or in the studio or both?
For writing mode, I'd have to say I just have to be in the right mind state. And it depends because sometimes, like, you know what? I think you'll be able to relate to this where, like, if you're feeling sad,
Mm,
like, you'll sit down and you'll write some shit that feeds into your sadness. If you're
yeah.
feeling happy and you want to make some shit to hype people up, then you'll make some hype shit, some upbeat shit. If you're just in a normal mood, that's when I really find that I write my craziest bars. When I'm excited about something, I'll come in and I'll write some shit like my ISIS freestyle or my Icon freestyle or any of the freestyles that I ever did. Like the cipher verses that you just played in the background, like I was really excited and I had to sit down and I let that all come out of me when I was writing with the pen. And then of course there's when I'm extremely angry. And I think
Word.
that also gives me some
Yeah. As a writer,
motivation to go
that's
crazy.
a dangerous mood to be in when you're a writer. Then
Oh,
you get then the video
especially
comes
when
out and
you're
it's like
angry at
me.
somebody.
Yeah. Dumb
Bro,
dumb 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 shots get taken.
oh yeah, man. Look, man, I've never been in an actual beef in rap, and I don't plan on it anytime soon. Because you know I'm still coming up, and I have respect for everybody around me. But I remember when I was younger, like a few years ago, like I would rap battle just kids for fun, and I remember that I would have to be
Word.
really angry to write about it, and sometimes I would go a little too crazy, you know, and that's why I don't really battle any kids anymore. But that's also on their
Nah,
part
man.
where they don't want to
That's
smoke with me anymore.
yeah, you gotta let that be stout, man. Like that's the
Mm.
best time. When you have to tell yourself, damn, you took it too far. I'm like, nah. Then that it's that party who is like, nah, man, he had to get that work.
Yeah,
I
man.
had to
And
go to work.
I think that one day, if I do ever get into like a Nas, Jay-Z, or Drake, Pusha T feud, bro, I think I'm gonna go crazy, but I also think I'm gonna need to hold back a little bit because when I battle people, it's like I'll take shots at their family, their best friends, and this and
Oh
that.
yes.
And
Oh
everybody was
yes.
coming at Pusha because Drake's best friend and producer, 40, is
Yeah.
sick with like a disease. I'm not sure what disease it is, but then Pusha's like OVO 40, hunched over like he 80. Tick, tick, tick. How much time that got that man is 666.
Yo.
And I was like, yo, like it's dope to listen to, but then you put yourself in the position of the other guy. Like, I want to have
Yeah,
people come and
man.
beat that guy up, man.
War is war,
Oof.
man.
Yeah,
War
but that
is
all fair and
war.
loving war, man.
If it was me, that him being sick alone would have been half a verse. It would just been a
Oh yeah.
pure
Well,
bar fest.
yeah.
It would my pen like I probably would have to like step away from my pen because it would have been over.
I've
It would
written
have been
some
fucking over.
disrespectful stuff, man.
Yeah,
A lot of that shit doesn't
yeah.
leave the box either because you know what? Like, it's not right.
Like
It's not right.
people who know me very well, they'll tell you, man. Like fucking me, there's like, because my thing is, I've always believed in shock value. Like, the first Cypher Circuit, the first one I did right live.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
whole the Sean Paul shit, right? Oh no, this ain't making the band. I'll leave you in the bag like mysterious sister. That you gotta think when I watched that episode of Making the Band, like damn, like they found her little sister in a bag. But then it's like I'm at where I'm at. It's like I gotta say something that's gonna rock the room.
Oh yeah.
That then is the how am I gonna lighten the mood? Oh fucking call me Sean Paul. I'm trying to grind on every bitch I do a song with. Like it's just you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I don't call female bitches in my songs, but it's like for the
I
for
try
the
not
hit.
to also. Yeah. I try not to also, but when there's something like when there's something where like I gotta say it or like I need
Right.
emphasis, like I'll do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't, I don't usually ever do
When the
that,
gloves
but
come
when
off,
I
when the
have
gloves
to, I
gotta come
have
off,
to,
they gotta
man.
come off. Because it's not that you're a disrespectful person. It's just the environment that you're in at the moment.
Oh yeah,
You know, we're not on stage performing a 3 4 minute hit. No, I'm on stage to make sure you guys feel every single bar that I'm gonna say out of my mouth. Like when I
for
did the
real.
team backpack shit, I was like, some shit about, you know, kids being taken away by CPS, whatever that bar was. But it's like it's just shit that's realistic too when you think about it. Is that it's not that I'm super disrespectful. Is
Oh
that
yeah,
this is shit that we can't ignore at the end of the day because it actually happened.
for real.
So though bars sometimes could be controversial, it's almost like, but this shit is actually happening. Like
Yeah,
this is shit
man,
that we gotta talk about.
for real.
Like
Also, I'd have to
comedy.
say that my studio ritual would be like it. I usually just walk in the studio, and it depends what I'm working on. Like if I'm working on my project, like I want to take my time and make sure that I go like 4 bars 4 bars because I just want to make sure that everything is right where it
Mm,
should be, and I do multiple takes of all of it, even especially the hook because I want that shit to come out perfect so that when the fans hear it, it's perfect. But
right.
I also have that element where at the beginning I wasn't doing that shit. I was just like I was going one take through the whole verse, one take through the hook, one take through the whole thing, right? And it was like I was doing that, and I have the ability to do that. So when I go in the room with somebody that I'm on a feature with, I'll do that shit one take, and I'll just practice it a bunch before, so I know where I could take my breath. I know where I could emphasize my shit, So that's probably my studio ritual. In fact,
Mm.
the other day I was in the studio at DITC Studios. Showbiz was there. It was crazy seeing all those plaques on the wall and Showbiz just chilling on the couch. I was in there with Black Sheep Drez. He's working on an album right now, and I didn't even know when he told me to write something for his album that every beat on the album is a never before heard Jay Dilla beat.
That's crazy.
And I was in the studio and I had just done my verse and I got out of the studio and he was like telling me a story about how he met Jay Dilla's mom. And I was like, oh, this is a dope story, right? And I didn't know like what it had to do with this. So I'm just chilling, I'm listening, right? And then he goes, so yeah, that's how I got Jay Dilla's beats for my project. I'm like, you gotta take it back a second. I
Yeah.
was just on the Jay Dilla beat because I was like 2 years old when Jay Dilla passed away, man. Like
Mm.
never in my life would I have ever thought. I would say I have a bigger chance of being on a song with Drake than being on a Jay Dilla track because Jay Dilla's,
Right.
but Jay Dilla has been gone for many years now, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because I remember I did like this meme, right, with that lady
Mhm.
from Long Island Medium. Because every time
Mhm.
something came out that it was a Dilla beat, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how is this shit? Like, how many beats a day did this guy do? So the
Yeah,
the
for real.
meme is her looking at somebody, right? And then it's like, Jay Dilla wanted me to tell you that you have a beat in your email. So it's like it's crazy. Like if there's beats that are still
Yeah,
unheard of, that only means that fucking Dilla just
Dilla was
worked his
grinding.
ass off.
And
Yeah,
all the beats were dope too. Like you would think that this man's been dead since, correct me if I'm wrong, 2006, right? By now it's 2020. You would have think that we're just getting the scraps
right.
of his shit. You know what I'm saying? Cuz like,
Or that it
yeah,
would
we're
sound
just getting
dated.
the scraps. Yeah, for real. And it's like some Tupac shit where like just when you think it's all over, some new shit comes out and you never know, man. And all the beats were so dope, and I'm like, this guy's been dead for so many years, and it's insanity what I'm hearing
Yeah,
right now. For real,
and you know what
man.
I mean. Like
It's
when you look at it too, man. Like whatever amount of years Dilla's been gone, right? And then you think
yeah.
about you put that time from this day forward, and now you think about that time
Hmm.
into the future. You're gonna look back, and it's like ain't nobody probably put in this much work, because a lot of these artists, beat makers, producers, whatever you want to call them, they're about a good 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
before. Because look at it, after that last bunch of artists that we got from Sean to Cole to Wale, ever since then, that's it. And that's if anybody else from that any other freshman class. A lot of these artists that they are putting on these freshman class, you don't even hear shit about them now. So I think that very last bunch that we got, man, is just like, yo, at the end of the year, we gotta appreciate that, because after that, either they haven't
Yeah,
been
man.
working or they just like fell off the face of the earth.
Bro, that guy Designer, for an example, bro, was ready to take over the world after he dropped Panda. And then he dropped that song Timmy Turner, bro. It wasn't as hot,
Yeah,
obviously, because there's a certain level of hot that you can get to, but that song was cool too. And then he just disappeared, man. He stopped making music. Like that guy Lil Yachty, I no disrespect. I hear he's a really good guy, but I just cannot fuck with his music. He he was doing good and he was working, man. And then he just stopped.
and the
And then
crazy
he
is that
tries to come back and nobody cares anymore. Everybody grew up. You know what I'm saying?
a
Like
lot of people clown Joe Budden, but if you take away the screaming, it's exactly what he was trying to get at. Even with the screaming, I understood what Joe was getting at. They just like,
when
oh,
they were
oh,
in that interview, hell yeah, when they were in that interview, Joe Budden and Lil Yachty, and he was screaming, I was in my room geeking. I was like, yeah, tell him, Joe. Let him know, bro. Tell him. And my parents and people, my friends, they like come in and they're like, "Yo, bro, how you gonna be like that? This guy's yelling at this guy. He's just trying to have some fun." I go, listen to what Joe Budden is saying, and then look back at this interview 3 years later and see what's going on. Honestly,
Exactly.
see what's going on. Because all these people that everybody's saying, oh, this guy's going to be hot forever. I'll tell you who I think is going to be hot forever in this, not forever, but hot for a long, long time. In this era, I think A Boogie is going to be around for a long time. I think Roddy Ricch is going to be around for a long time because he kind of did his own thing with that A Boogie type of melodic flow, but at the same time, like he's doing it in a completely different way. So I think he'll be around for a while. Future been around, still around.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen in future. Travis
Yeah.
Scott been around, still around. I think guys like that kind of led like opened the gate for these other guys. Like behind the A Boogie is always a Lil Tecca and a Lil TJ who's hot right now, but they're not gonna be hot later on. And then behind the Future there was a designer and a Fetty Wap. You know what I'm saying? And you don't hear from either of those guys anymore. But Future's still rocking and rolling. Future still making tracks with Drake. Future making songs with big guys. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I think people like that who were the originators of this type of stuff would
Hmm.
be around for a long time. I think that if
Yeah.
that guy Pop Smoke would have still been alive today, he kind of put that shit on the map, that drill shit. I think that he'd be around for a pretty long time too, because all these guys kind of like hopped on his wave and he was doing his thing.
And you know what's
I think
crazy?
guys like that are gonna live for a minute.
Because I was telling Katie this the other day, right? And it's not
Hmm.
so much that someone dying is what we needed. It's what hip hop needed. We needed these guys at one point for their impact. Because if let's say Big didn't die, Pac didn't go, Pun didn't die, Dilla didn't go, Pop Smoke, Mac Miller, whoever you want, Nipsey. Let's say none of them guys passed away. I
Facts.
don't know if hip hop would have evolved from then. Maybe it would have. You know what I mean? It's really hard to tell,
You know
but
what? If hip hop didn't evolve, let's say like the word evolve, right? As sad as I would be that I wouldn't get that Kanye, Eminem recovery, Lil Wayne, Carter 3 era,
mhm.
if we didn't evolve and Tupac and Biggie and Big L and Big Pun, let's say, all stayed alive, right? I really think that we would still be getting Illmatic type albums out
Oh
right now,
yeah,
and that
hell
shit
yeah,
would. Hip hop might not have been as popular, but I know damn
right.
well I know about it. My dad was around when Spoonie G was the guy. My dad was around when, before these even Sugar Hill Gang guys made it popular. When the Cold Crush, whoa, what am I saying? The Cold Crush brothers were around, bro, and
Right.
like there were heads really putting on and doing that real hip hop shit. Like my dad's been around for the longest, so even if it wasn't that big, I would still know about all of it.
Yeah, like we would have still been getting the music that we loved and that what we fucking
Everybody
ate.
from Cypher Circuit would be famous. Everybody from Cypher Circuit would be famous if that shit
eh,
had happened. We would be the mainstream dudes, bro.
But it's like
Honestly.
hip hop needed that impact from all the
Oh,
artists.
well, yeah, no
Like
doubt about
it's
that.
it's unfortunate that they're gone, and even Pop Smoke, like Pop Smoke, won't even be able to enjoy his success. But at the end of the day, for what he did and his style of music,
Yeah.
it's needed because he left an impact
Oh, yeah.
for the newer artists that are now coming on, that are taking that sound and flipping it and whatever they're doing with it. And that, you know what I mean? Like that's at the end of the day, man, like, that's crazy. Like it's just crazy like how fucking life goes.
No doubt,
I wanted to
for sure.
ask you I wanted to ask you this question. Who is an artist, right, of high caliber lyricism you would collab with, that that if you got on the track with that person, that you would have to write as if you're going to kill? him or her. Like, who is that high caliber
You
lyricist?
asking if it would be easy to kill or how I would have to put all my energy in it to kill that
No,
person on the
you have to
track?
put all your energy into it because
All
you
right.
know you can't
Shit.
walk out of there light.
I think that if I was to get a call from Eminem
Mm.
and he said, "Yo, I need you to hop on this track," I think it would take me a month to write that verse. And
Word.
I want to say these rappers that we just mentioned that passed away, like Biggie and Tupac and Big L, but they're not around. Kanye West is. I would definitely say Kanye first and foremost, but he's not doing even slightly what he used to. Jay-Z's not really in it anymore. If you bring back Blueprint Jay-Z, I'm gonna have to write a lot. I'm gonna have to write a lot. There's gonna be a lot of outtakes. I'm gonna have to put all my energy in it. But really, I'd probably say Eminem, Royce the 5'9", maybe. Drake,
Word.
not because it would be hard, but because if I was on the track with Drake, I know everything Drake touches goes gold, bro.
Yeah.
And I would want me to be seen as the guy who went crazy on the Drake song.
Right. You
So
want
I'd
to
probably
be
say those
though
type of guys.
though his following is biased. You definitely want to be a standout. That you know what I mean. Even if they are biased, they'll be like, "Yo, but homie on the second verse
Yeah.
smashed it, fucking dragged
even
it."
even people who are biased, because I definitely say, like, a lot of people give me shit because I'm so biased when it comes to Drake. I love Drake. Drake was one of the newer rappers that I heard in my entire life because right when I started really getting into hip hop, that's when Thank Me Later came out and Take Care was coming
Mm,
out. And you know, I just fell in love with the music, and because he could do everything. He was a dope ass rapper. He was good at singing. He did his R&B shit. He had shit for every mood. And there are tracks that Lil Wayne and Drake were on where I could openly say Lil Wayne stepped on Drake. And there are tracks where he'll be on a song, even, it's crazy to say Nicki Minaj, because nowadays she's not doing anything that she used to be doing.
right.
She ripped them apart. Nicki Minaj was on a
Yeah.
song with Kanye, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, and ripped them all to shreds like it was
Yeah.
nothing.
And I've been following Drake when he was
Oof.
fucking a young head on Degrassi. So
Oh
I'll
man.
like even Drake, going from Degrassi into who he is now. Like, it's dope to see that. It is like, I remember when I first saw him on Degrassi, and I watched that show. Because of my sister, I watched Degrassi. But
It
from
must be
there,
crazy. I didn't have that experience. That must be wild.
it introduced me to Drake, and I've been following Drake's career ever since. Yo, I got an email from Drake back when Drake was still on Degrassi.
What? Bro, no way.
I fucking got
Are
it.
you
I think
serious?
I posted it as a
No
story one
way.
day. Yep.
Wow. Yo,
Before
man.
Drake blew up as a rapper, I still got that email,
That's something you gotta
and
keep
it
with you forever. For
and it was his
life.
asking price at the time for a verse.
What's his asking price at the time?
Damn, I might have it wrong, but at the time I think it was like, and I might be wrong with it. I remember seeing 2K.
Bro, if I could go back in time, just get that $2,000.
Yeah, right.
Put that shit on the table, man.
Shit, I
Fuck.
wish if I would have had it then, knowing what Drake would have turned into, I would have shelved the verse. I
I
would
would
have
have I
vaulted it.
if I would have had no money, tremendous, let's say hypothetically, I had no money, I was tremendously in debt, and I get an email from Drake back then saying it's $2,000. I will get a loan of $2,000 to pay for that song. Because then, you set for life, man.
Yeah.
For
And then look
sure.
at it now. Let's say I had it, right? Let's just say I had 2K, and we
Yeah.
would have did the song then. Probably wouldn't have been super crazy, but it would have been dope enough that like people actually go back into
Oh, yeah.
your older material.
I
So that shit
definitely
would
done
have
it with a
came
lot of
right back
artists I
out.
love. For real.
Yeah, that's how I came across Infinite with from Eminem.
Oh yeah, I came across Hellbound from Eminem.
Sick,
That's ooh,
sick.
Hellbound, Infinite. That whole album, Infinite, bro. You see
Word. It's
old
just
Kanye West stuff, his beat tape, his first tape where he was rapping. You know, you go back into somebody's discography and you see some shit, man. For
yeah,
real.
hell yeah. Fucking as a unsigned artist, independent artist, right? Like
Hmm.
what challenges do you face?
I mean, it would be so much easier if I was signed, right? To get my shit on all the radios. It would be so much easier to get put onto something like a summer jam. You know, music videos would be 10 times cooler. Features would probably be way more on point. But at the
Mm,
same time, at what cost? You know, if you got to sell your soul to
right,
be Drake, I'm not selling my soul to be Drake. I'm sorry. Like, that's a lot of money and that's a lot of fame and critical acclaim and everything, bro. But you know what? I'd rather have the rights to my music
right,
than to be living that flashy lifestyle. You know, if I
yeah,
were to sign, it would probably, unless an outstanding offer came through to me, I would have to sign with somebody that's like an independent guy, you know, like
yeah.
an independent label, like, you know,
Speaking of,
something
right?
like that. Hmm.
Because I've always been high on Tech Nine and Strange Music, right?
Hmm. He's dope as hell.
So I see Tech signed. I think he's about 15, right? Um, so I'm listening to Tech's most recent release where the kid is on it. And then I hear the
Hmm.
kid say hot fire. I'm like, nah, hell no, no fucking way.
Who said hot fire?
Tech's new artist.
No way.
Bro, I swear I
Yo,
heard that.
bro.
I'm like, yo, nah, chill. I was like, nah, we don't play that over here. I was like,
We
yo,
don't.
D gotta hear this.
He said hot fire like the way I say hot fire.
Some almost similar, yo. It's scary
What?
how similar it
Wow.
is. I'm
I
gonna
need to
find the
check this
song.
out when
I'm
we're
gonna
when
find the
we're
song and
done
I'm
with
gonna
this.
yeah, I'm gonna DM it to you,
Wow.
yo, because I
I
heard
need to
it and
see
it's
that.
like not only is he damn near the same age as you, but he set the hot fire shit. I was like,
Is the kid
nah,
named Token?
no, no, not Token.
Oh, all right. Because I was about to. I know that they did a track together. I
Yeah,
am actually a really big fan of Token. I don't think I've ever
not
expressed that out loud before, but I think I should be on the record somewhere saying I love Token. I love what he's doing. I've loved Token since Mark Wahlberg was posting him, and I found out about him back then. And I
nah.
definitely
Token
think that
definitely
Token
nice.
is ill, and I look up to him very much.
It's crazy because Token comes from fucking the grind mode cipher slash
Oh yeah,
team backpack platform.
he does.
It's so crazy, so crazy. Then it's like to even be on the fucking to even be on grind mode and flawless came from that platform as well as
Hmm.
team backpack. It's just you know what I mean. It's just fucking crazy like how like some of these guys come from these platforms that you step on and you know what I mean like they take off. So it's like when it's your time, it's your time.
For real, man.
Um, hold on. I got this question for you, right?
Hmm.
Mm, all right. Wait. I just asked you. What did I just ask you?
You asked me about what the struggles
Ah,
of being, yeah, an
all
independent
right.
artist.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to make sure because I have something written here that's
Uh-huh.
worded almost the same. So, as like you know, being an independent artist,
Yeah.
what would you? Because I've voiced my opinion on this many times. What would you like to see change for other independent artists that they could benefit more from?
think that independent artists, first off, need to support each other. I think that I really hope that there's an era where independent artists can flourish to their higher
Right.
purpose. And there are rappers like Young M.A. Before Young M.A. is signed to my people at Duck Down. Shout out Duck Down. But
Mm.
before that, like when she was just coming up, she was an independent artist, and she caught the attention of Duck Down. But I also think that independent artists need more exposure because I think that there's thousands of dope rappers. Like imagine like everybody from Cypher Circuit, and then you just multiply that by like 100, man, and that's how many dope artists are not being seen to their true potential. And we're in a day and age where back then you couldn't blow up without a major deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now you could make it on your own, and that shit isn't even always necessary. I also think that I need OGs, like old school rappers that are in it for the craft, even people that aren't even in it for the craft anymore. Talent is talent, right? When you see
Right.
somebody that is talented, instead of being a money hungry piece of crap, because you see all these, you see the game, Fat Joe, Jadakiss, a bunch of rap people like that doing these mixtape things where they put like 50 artists on a mixtape and they get paid like $500 for each slot. They're making a bag. They couldn't give two shits if you dope or you're not dope.
Right.
Do that, bro. I'm not knocking the hustle, but if you see somebody who actually has potential, instead of making them put that $500 into a mixtape that's not going to go anywhere just for you to make money, put them on your song. If they
Right.
really dope, you don't got to charge them anything. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure that
another
if
thing.
Jadakiss was to see somebody like me or you, or like one of the people that used to murder those ciphers back in the day, or just somebody in general that's dope, like he'd be down to put them on a song. My guy Millie's got on a song with Jadakiss, Nino Man,
Yeah.
rappers that aren't too popping, like kind of popping, a little bit underground, kind of getting out of that circle that he put
Right.
on. There's 100 of those guys and better that you're missing your opportunity with.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine if Lil Wayne would have been like $500 for a mixtape slot, and Drake was in there, and he paid his $500, and he got a mixtape slot, and that was the last you ever heard from Drake. So what? Lil Wayne
Yeah.
got $500 when he could have been making millions and millions and millions as one of the CEOs of Cash Money Records. You know, people are missing their opportunities, not only necessarily with me, but so many dope people.
Yeah. Like, and that's another thing I want people to stop doing. I want people to stop tagging me in all those posts
Oh, for real, man.
because that shit.
For
Five.
real.
Think about it, man. From my point, like from my position, $500 to put a song that I'm not getting no royalties, to put a song on a mixtape that's gonna be overcrowded with a whole bunch of people that I'm probably not even gonna get a solid official drop from. And you know what it was? I think my line was Bow Wow. I got tagged in Bow Wow promoting a mixtape.
Listen,
I was
bro,
like,
if
yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to
anybody
stop
in the
tagging me.
world pays $500 to be on a Bow Wow mixtape, you know what? If the game hits you up or Fat Joe hits you up, says I'm doing a mixtape series, $500, you got a bigger chance of being discovered than even being on a song with Bow Wow. So imagine a mixtape. Come on, man.
I
You
was
gotta
like,
be
when
kidding me.
when I saw
Wow.
that tag, I'm like, no. I started telling, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna need you to stop tagging me in all these posts because I'm not putting up $500 to get on a mixtape to put a song that I probably already have on Spotify So put it on a mixtape that's gonna go to maybe Dat Piff or Audio Mac. That's not gonna do
Bro,
anything for me.
the worst part of it is I fell for it too with one of these guys, bro. I fell, but it wasn't even. You know what? It was less of a thing where there's a generic message sent to everybody, and then
Mm.
you pay the money, and then your conversation with that person ends completely. I did it with this
Right.
guy where I did it for the mixtape. The mixtape came out like no play. I told him I didn't get the exposure. And like, all right, what else do you want to do? You know, and that shit is like also they want money, but at the same time, you know, they'll be like, what's your budget for this? What's your budget for that? At least it's not a generic message sent to everybody, and then your contact with this person is over forever.
Yeah. Like the one person I did
Bro, Bow Wow
hit
couldn't
up,
pay me $500 to be on a mixtape, bro. You gotta be kidding
fucking
me.
the
Oh,
one person that I did message was Benny, right?
the butcher, yeah.
So yeah, so Benny tells me what he tells me, and I tell him, well, what's the price, right? He
Uh huh.
says 500. Bro, if Benny really cared, Benny would have hit me up on some,
That's why,
yo,
yeah, man.
like, what are you gonna do? Or do you want to do this? Like, even if he would have said, yo, like, if he would have said something, even if it would have been like, yo, you're not serious, I would have. They don't care. Right now, it's if right now for certain artists, not even talking about Benny or anybody else from Griselda, right?
Yeah.
Anybody, a lot of them artists really depend on shows.
Oh, yeah.
With shows come merch.
Mm
So now that stopped right now, they're probably doing these shits for what I mean to get a buck, right? Like for example, there was
hmm.
this
Yeah.
the show that was going down in New York, and it was supposed to be for K Slay.
Uh huh.
Now you're paying about 400 for 7 minutes. $400 for 7 minutes on stage. Now it's gonna be a show where it's gonna be overbooked that has a first place, second place, and third place
Oh,
winners.
yeah.
So now, okay, I get it. You have to pay back the venue. I fully understand it. I understand, and I have nothing against it. But now think about it.
100%, man.
You're gonna put about 15 to 20 artists on the bill to perform. So that's 400 for 15 artists each. Now, a lot of these artists, you can tell who's gonna win just by the way that they're introduced to the stage. And the judges, they leave way before the end of the night is even over.
Oh, yeah.
So art, these artists are getting suckered into paying
It's
$400 just to
fucked
go on
up, man.
stage
It's
for
messed up.
7 minutes.
It's not cool at all. I don't support it ever. You know what? That's why my whole thing was, there's gonna come times and places where you got to put up some money for stuff, but at the
Yeah,
same time, I would rather, these people want to blow up ASAP. I got time, right? So I would rather spend these years building my connections with as many people as I possibly can, so that when the time comes, instead of having to pay for something or get put on some bullshit mixtape or some bullshit show, I have a good enough connection with somebody where I'll get put on the right way. That's what I did with Michael Rappaport. From the beginning, I never asked him for anything. I might have only asked him for advice or his opinion on a video. And from there, I built a friendship.
right.
It wasn't on some, oh, can you post this up for me shit. It wasn't on some, oh, can you tell this guy about me, this one about me. I never did any of that. I talked to him as man to man. I shouted him out in a few raps, letting him know that I respect him. And eventually he got to the point where he's like, you know what? I'm going to post this kid up again. And then again. And then again. And again. Bro, I'd have to say that 40% of my followers are following me because of Michael Rappaport
And
and
that's
his
dope that you
efforts.
got that cosign. That is dope.
He and then once you do that, it's like you get you get to a place where you're actually friends with this person, and when that day comes where you actually do need a favor, oh, no problem, man, because you never asked them for anything in their entire in your entire relationship.
Right.
I've DM'd, so many rappers on some just, oh, I'm such a big fan of you. I grew up listening to you. You inspired me. This is how I rap. It would mean the world to me if you could give me some feedback or advice, or if you just could give me your opinion on this. Like if you have the time of day. And some don't respond, and I get that because people are busy. But at the
Right.
same time, then some respond, and they see my work ethic, and they see my talent, and they see it build up. And not only does a relationship inside the industry build, a friendship builds. So where if I ever need a favor or a feature or them to hit up somebody for me, it's no problem.
Right.
It,
Like,
you know,
and the crazy shit is like, who knows? Like, who knows? There might be a fucking Spike Lee movie made 2 years from
fact.
now,
Hmm.
and fucking Michael Rappaport is in it, and it's like, yo, you know what? I know this dope ass kid from Coney Island, who's dope, and all because you built that friendship, and then your shit from the beginning wasn't give me, give me, give me, or I need, I need,
Yeah.
I need. It was just genuine, all love and respect.
Yeah, man. And another example of this is peace to my guy MC Search from Third Base. I built a really good relationship with him where, he saw me from Static Selector one time, I believe.
Mm,
Yeah, he saw me because of Static, and he hit me up, and, I was just cool with him. I built a friendship with him, and I let him see that I'm about this rap shit, and as a
right,
hip hop legend, a hip hop pioneer, and one of the dopest guys to do it back in the time that him and Pete Nice were doing their thing, you build a respect. And now it was like last summer, right? Like last August. I get a call because Boys to Men's manager was on the phone with MC Search, and they were doing a show in Coney Island. He goes, "Oh, Coney Island, you performing in Coney Island, you better have Lil D up there." Who's Lil D? And then he goes to the Boys to Men guys. Oh, you know Lil D? And then a few of them go, oh yeah, I know this kid from this place. I know this kid from this place. Because all in all, you're building connections. Everybody always wants to take, 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 take. I'm in no rush. And if I never get to the top where I necessarily want to be, that's cool with me. I'm doing it for the love of the art. I want to give, you know what I'm saying? And I think that I never want to take anything from anyone unless it's absolutely necessary. And I think that definitely furthers relationships with people. And it's not
right,
only in rap. I think that if you're in any type of business, like if you don't talk your shit, like talk your shit at the beginning, but you started off like honestly speaking your truth about how you've looked up to this person for a long, long time. And then
right,
you build a relationship. It's like they do it on their own. It happens on its own. It happens organically. Every time something happens that's not organic, it doesn't turn out right.
right. And you
That's with
mentioned
life in
something,
general.
right? You mentioned that they brought your name up for the Coney Island thing.
Yeah.
And I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, you were on the news.
Yes, I was.
Has
I
anybody
was on the
like
news.
since then, or even at the time that it happened, going outside or going to the going to the beach, the boardwalk, has anybody really stopped him like, yo, you're Lil D?
Yo, it happens all the time, even before the news, man. Like, not only in Coney Island, just Brooklyn in general. I get a lot of
Mm.
love. Manhattan, I get tons of love. The craziest thing was one time I was in Bermuda on a jet ski, and I got off the jet ski, and this guy comes up to me, and he sees I was wearing my hat backwards, like that has my merch on it, right? It had
Yeah.
the LD, right? He goes, "Oh shit, that's a Lil D hat," and I turned around, and he goes, Oh, Lil D in Bermuda on spring
That's
break. This
crazy.
man go, yo, it's Lil D. You know, it's love because I'll see people on the train, I'll see people at the beach. Obviously, before this COVID shit happened, I see people at the
You know,
park, restaurants, this, that, the other thing. Like my friend Layla, she was in Florida, and she heard my music on the radio, and then the same night she went to a restaurant, and the people next to her at the table were watching my videos and being like, "Yo, this kid is
that's
so dope."
wild.
And she calls me up and she's like, "Yo, you don't understand what's going on in Fort Lauderdale right now, man."
Yo, you know what's crazy, yo? Like
What's up?
hearing that is like at the end of the day, let's say tomorrow you just that's it. You can
Yeah.
honestly say like, yo, like that shit could be almost anything anybody would want you to pursue. Like you're not doing it for the Grammy, you're not doing
No.
it for the Emmy. It's like it's
Hell
shit
no.
like that. You know, it's shit like that. Like I got fucking 4 independent awards, right? And for
Uh
some
huh.
reason, the video game video I posted earlier with my music video that's gonna show on the video game, for
Uh huh.
some reason that that excited the shit out of me. So it's like, hearing that is like, yo, at the end of the day, if I was just to, if it was me and if I was just to stop, at least I would know, like, yo, like someone's fucking stopped me in Bermuda. Like that's when you
Facts.
know
It's
that
really
you're
not about
doing,
the trophies, man,
yeah,
at
like
all.
you're doing a fucking phenomenal job if that
For real.
happens. And
Hell
that's so
yeah. You know
fucking
what?
dope,
It's like as cool as it would be to get a Grammy, right? We know that's impractical because you got to sell
Right,
your soul to get a Grammy most of the time.
right.
And I'm not saying you got to sell your soul to be Grammy nominated, but to get a Grammy, you got to be the poster child, or you got to
Yeah, you
be
gotta step into
part of some
shoes that you
scheme,
don't.
you know? Like
Right.
Eminem talked about it before in his interview with Sway. You know, as cool as it would be to get nominated for an award or win an award, I'd be more happy being a part of a BET cipher than getting a BET award. If
Yeah,
I'm going to be completely honest with you, as awesome as it would be to get a BET award, because that's like a dream come true. I didn't grow up caring or giving two shits about the awards. I was there to watch the cipher.
exactly,
I was there to watch
exactly.
Crooked Eye do his thing and Joel Ortiz rip some shit up. And I was there to watch Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and this one and that one, YBN Corday, everybody do their thing. I was never there for the awards,
Right.
for
Like
sure,
I
man.
wouldn't,
And
I wouldn't watch
yeah,
it for the award show. I would just skim through the awards just to see the ciphers.
I just looked up the awards on my phone. I would be on my phone, and then my dad would be like, "Yo, Cypher's on." You just hear the zoo, like that sign, that sound that
Yeah.
happens before it, and you look
Hell
up
yeah.
and you watch, like, ooh, ooh, and then you right back down on your phone. Who
Right.
gives a shit about awards when Cardi B wins Album of the Year? I haven't heard anybody listen to that album, and she didn't write an ounce of it, so it
Yeah, it's
doesn't make any
crazy.
sense,
Yeah.
man.
Yo, before
I'm,
before we enter this last quarter, right, of
yeah.
this live stream, and before I play your new record,
Mm-hmm.
I want to do a trivia with you, right?
All right.
We gonna call this the hot fire trivia.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a few names, not too many names, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the scale from one to hot fire, I'm gonna say some names and just think, would that collab work?
You got it right now. All right.
All
This is
right,
cool. I'm ready for this right now. Let's
all
go.
right. So I had one, two, three. I had 6 names, but I'll freestyle a couple more
All right. Yeah.
before that last name. Now that last name is the deal breaker now.
I'm looking
All
forward to it.
right,
Let's get it.
all right. So here it goes. Right, Action Bronson.
I give that shit a solid, give that an 8, 9. I think that it would be a dope track because me and him are both super lyrical. I've looked up to Action Bronson for a really long time. I like a lot of his music. He's done work with my boy Tag Selecta. He
Word.
always comes through and drops his bars. So, you know, I think that if me and him were to get on the track, it would really be some dope lyrical shit. And the people who listen to real hip hop would appreciate it. So I'm gonna give it an 8 or a 9.
All right. Rhapsody.
Mm. That'd be like a that'd be like a 7, 8. I would definitely think that it would be dope, but I think it would be. I give it a solid 8 if there was like an actual concept of the song. Because if it's just
Mm,
bars, like she's amazing at bars, but I think that the song would be more of a 7 if me and her just spitting random bars. I think she's dope enough to be able to tell a story or talk
right.
about a certain topic, and I think that if me and her were to go in about something specific, it would make some noise.
All right. KRS One.
Woo! Hot fire. Hot fire right there. That shit would be hot fire. I'm telling you, man. Woo, shit. But KRS would rip me up on that shit too, man. God damn. I wouldn't even try. He just
All right.
put me in a coffin.
Joey Badass.
Yeah, man. That would be a 10. That's a 10 right there.
Mm,
That would be nice. That
um.
might, yeah, that's a hot fire right there. Yeah, hell yeah. There you go.
Um. Absol.
Absol, it would be fire. I don't know where I would rank it.
Mm,
I'd say same shit I said about Rhapsody. Same thing
okay.
I said about 7 or 8, depending on what the song's about.
Snoop Dogg.
He was so great when he was a teenager.
Yeah, Young Snoop is fire, man.
Yeah. One,
Oh,
two, three into the four. Uh, but now
yeah.
I don't
That's the
know, man.
question. Fucking. All right.
Getting a, I'd be. It would be cool to do a song with him. I think that if he would get on a song with me, I'd have to make sure if the beat is like a old school West Coast beat where he
Right.
could just chill and flow on it and feel himself. I think that song would live up to like a 6, 7 song.
All right.
I have to say. Snoop is a legend though.
DMX.
Don't get me wrong. Ooh, he still got bars. He still got bars. He's still dope. He fresh out of jail. He still got bars though. Uh that's like an 8.
Now, all right. So if that's a Nate,
Depending on depending on how hard the beat is though. Like if it's just that ba ba ba, like
let's
that shit can be heat.
let's say it's the last song on the album, and before the actual song comes on, you go into the studio and you hear that there was a prayer done before the song. Does that up it or does it keep it at 8?
Ooh, I don't know. Ugh. I'd
A
say that
DMX
maybe that would
prayer.
bump it up to like an 8.5. I'd
Mm,
have to say. Yeah,
all right.
8.5. Love me some DMX. That's the man. Shout out DMX.
Black Thought.
That's a hot fire times a million. Greatest song ever made in the entire world. Me and Black Thought. I hope that happens one day too. Woo, he's
That would be
nasty.
sick. All right, man. Here's the name. Here's
All
the
right,
name that we all been waiting for, man.
I'm
This
looking
is
forward to it.
this now no one could compare to this. No one could compare to this dude at all, bro.
All right, let me hear this.
6ix9ine. Lil Dee and 6ix9ine on the record.
Wow. You know
Produced by
what?
Premier.
Oh shit, that's gonna be horrible. Gonna listen to it either, bro. Everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this?" All of his fans are gonna come expecting some like yelling, like "Catch him at the
Yo,
chicken," and then
but
you
yo,
just star type beat come on, and everybody's gonna be looking like, "What the hell?" If
yo,
it
but
was
what
on a
if
if it was on a trap beat like the shit that he's been doing right now, I think it would be a good song.
right? But what if that name was on some like fucking conscious rap that is like, yo, what the hell is that? Is that 6ix9ine or Lupe?
Yo, man, I don't know. I don't know how I would rate that. I don't know if I would even do it because that's dangerous, bro, affiliating yourself with somebody like that. I don't know why academics is doing that to himself. That's dangerous, bro. You got a lot of people who don't want this man even breathing anymore. So that's
Right.
pretty scary to associate with. But I think if
D.
all beef aside, I think it would be not too bad.
Yo, before we get into your new fucking song,
I'd
bro,
have to ghostwrite for him though.
I
Yeah.
know you got something in the chamber, bro.
Oh
Before we
man.
get into your new record, man, you gotta bless quarantine and rap with a verse, bro. Please.
Oh bet. All right, let me put this beat on, man. Turn my speaker on. Hold up 5 seconds. I got you right now.
All
Don't
right.
look stupid. I'm gonna have an ear off so I can hear the beat. But let me put some shit on right now.
This is the first on quarantine and rap.
You got it right now. YouTube ads. Shit is stupid. You ever get like two YouTube ads at the same time?
Yeah, them shit's annoying.
All right, we're gonna get into it right now. Gotta bring out the classic for this shit, man. Peace, Nas. Peace, Lauren Hill.
Mm.
Life. I wonder, will it take me under? Shit, I don't know. Yo, dear 2020, I've been feeling like the whole world coming for me. I've been praying for it not to get worse, but this shit is like a curse. I guess you just ain't got nothing for me. From the get-go, this shit a large failure. Wildfire spreading and burning up Australia. I was telling myself that shit was not scary, but COVID was killing people from Italy to America. School shutting down for seniors, it wasn't beautiful. Everybody dying of virus, ain't pharmaceutical. Grandfather died from cancer in the midst of it all, and we ain't even get to have a proper funeral. Thinking about my love for him, saying it isn't fair. Go to my grandma's house and I cry cause he isn't there. I'm walking around town with a mask, the kid is scared. It's a shame, people put me at risk cause they didn't care. 2020 more like 1992. A shame what these crooked cops always try to do. Why did nothing change? I'm trying to find a clue. George Floyd got murdered, so we got a riot crew. This is Rodney King too. Such is reality. Blacks getting killed to police brutality. People still treated different due to nationality. Looking at the news like all I see is fallacies. And I cried hearing Kobe and Gigi died. Another two amazing humans had to see the skies. Ripped them all in that helicopter crash. Rip Lil Richard and all the legends that passed. Rip Pop Smoke. I was sad to see the Wu gone. Rip Fred the Godson. That virus from Wuhan killed him. I had just been bopping on this new song. When I said I'm gonna kill a bees, I meant put some Wu on. It's Lil Dee. You know it. That's how we do it, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
That was Lil D, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all don't know who Lil D is, man, do y'all fucking homework. My nigga gets
Fact.
busy. Cypher
No
Circuit
doubt.
alumni.
You know
Yo,
it.
Lil D, right
Yes,
now,
sir.
please introduce your brand new record.
All right, yo. This record's gonna be out in a month or two. It's called Thinking About It. I say it's one of my favorite records that I've made so far. This shit's about to be a hit. I think that if you like old school rap or new school rap, whatever you like, you're gonna dig this song. Let's get into it. Thinking About It off my upcoming EP. Let's go.
All right, Katie, play it.
Yeah. I got that money piling up and I've been thinking about it. The girl was asking to come over, I've been thinking about it. Said they want to smoke, I told them think about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Oh, I've been thinking about it. I got the money piling up and I've been thinking about it. The girl was asking to come over, I've been thinking about it. These rappers said they want to smoke, I told them think about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Oh, I've been thinking about it. Yeah, I was just messed up. I was just down there taking out tracks. You the best out, got it down pat. You a trend now, bitch, you down dead. Take out all the fakes now, send the bait out on the mouse trap. On the cloud back, you face down, but the steakhouse, you out back. Get in the fans faster. You know my schedule with jam packed up. They got the rest, get a bit of the deck with a tree on my head like I'm chance rapper. But you spinning like a grand cracker. I'm up the gas in the flash after. Burning the rhymes and you worry about mine to the furious 5 on the grandmaster. Bitch, I've been spitting the flame. I ain't been fire, I ain't been into the game. Science, my music is killing the game. Homie, I'm hip to the game. Pretty big, pretty well with the criminal stain. Rappers spinning, I'm living the bitches that know me, they don't even visual bang. So give me the chain. I was in tracks, dropping the sack, spinning the lane. Starting to get snappy, I stay in the lobby, cause I ain't gon' change when I live with the fame. I had some problems, but I had to stop with shit on my brain. The kid is insane. I just been rhyming, don't care what your size is, if we get it paid, a little as way. Got the money, plotting, I've been thinking. Girl, let's get come on, I've been thinking. to come over, I've been thinking back. These rappers said they won't smoke, I told them think about it. I've been thinking about it, oh, I've been thinking about it. Homie, this shit hit it differently. I think I just hit an epiphany. I used to be mad hungry, now I had a dick, and I'm chilling with Tiffany. Hey, you think it's not killing me? Pop out, I ain't giving a sympathy. And homie, I'm shipping like Raekwon. Haters get hit with the guillotine. I'm with that Wu-Tang, I like Bruce Wayne. I like Joker, some seeing you two-face. And she know that I'm better than Cool J. She gon' bust down, blue face. The mood change, I'm a man home, coming fast, bro, like you say. With a suitcase and the red flows, gas goes like no bed. Ain't nobody really gonna break my shield. Under in the bench in the baseball field. Put it on the plate, I'ma still hit stay so in both ways. I ate my meal, roll on the street and I stay on wheels. I'm a good bananas and I break my bills. I don't wanna phone, but I do it on my own in a few years. Baby, I'ma make my deals, yeah. Bad down, King James, spit flames, and SoundCloud, rapping big chains. I'ma switch lanes, going insane. Downtown with a new tree, she a super freak like Rick James. My style, I been getting down like I'm in the cat, I'm a break days. Money piling up and I've been thinking about it. Girl, with whiskey took them off, I've been thinking about it. These rappers, they want smoke, I told them think about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, oh, I've been thinking about it. I got the money piling up and I've been thinking about it. Girl, with whiskey took them over, I've been thinking about it. Rappers, they want smoke, I told them think about it. Yeah, I've been thinking about it, oh, I've been thinking about it.
Man, brand new
Yes, sir.
Lil D coming soon. Yo, D. Before you drop your social media handles and all that, where can producers send you beats?
Yo, on my Instagram, you'll see there's a link to the email, but I'll give it to you guys right now. dren714@gmail.com. You guys can email that shit. That's my dad's email, but I got access to it. I go through it. I listen to all the beats up in there. And,
All
that's
right.
how we do it, man. If you got beats, send them through. If they dope, I might have to use them.
Where Katie, before we sign off, Katie, keep us in the backstage after keep us in the backstage area after this. D, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Yo, man, you guys can find me on Instagram at Lil D Raps, LILDEE_raps. One more time. You can find me on Instagram at Lil D Raps, LILDEE_raps. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You can find me by the same name, Lil D Raps. You know how we do it. Yes, sir.
Yo, D, I want to fucking thank you for coming on Quarantine and
Of
Rap.
course, man. It's all love, man.
You know what I
No
mean?
doubt.
Being, you know what I mean, a fellow Cypher Circuit alumni, it's so
You
fucking
know it.
dope to see your progress from the moment I saw you on Cypher Circuit to where you at now. And I'm still gonna say this shit years on from now. You are one dope ass MC,
I appreciate
and
that, bro.
much love and respect to you. Now it has to come. We gotta make that shit happen now. I think too much time has passed. We gotta get that collab going, bro.
All right, man. You send me some shit, you know I got it, bro. I promise you, I got you anytime.
Yo, with everybody watching, thank you all for tuning in. Y'all already know what it is. I go by the name of Ray Pearson. That's my homie right there, Lil D. And with that being said, there's only one more thing to say. Right!